Wait, where does it
All
start?
right.
Wait,
Hello,
wait.
everybody.
Okay.
Yes, this is Monday, May 22nd, and we're here with our amazing One Person Big Difference family. I'm Mia Krishnaswami, and this is my wife, Mia Poe. We are stepping in for our beautiful, beautiful leaders who are hopefully sleeping right now after being
Okay,
up.
wait a minute. I hear the echo. Hang on.
So maybe you
Hang
can
on.
shut down Facebook.
Okay, wait a minute. I hear the echo.
Well, we're not talking now. It's testing. Let's see if there's anything.
Is that good?
Seems like it's quiet now.
Okay.
And we are good. Excellent.
And we're back.
So, yeah, Sean and Michelle probably got to bed at like 6 a.m. after incredible overnight graduation activities. And also, we are driving the ship today, and it's great to welcome everybody. So today we're going to just be sharing just a little bit of training just for a few minutes. And after that, we want to hear from, we've got a few people lined up just to share their takeaways from this past Saturday's LVA. So we're excited for those who are going to share what they got out of this weekend. Mia, do you want to say anything before we dive into just a few minutes of training?
No, go ahead and dive into what we've prepared, and then we will ask our guests that we've been in touch with. We have a few people that are going to share their LVA nuggets and wins, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so there are just so many amazing network marketing books out there, and I'm sure you've all read at least some, if not many of them. I recently read Beach Money by Jordan Adler, and for Jordan Adler, beach money is money that you make while you're on the beach. And so his book is all about, how to bring about a life of leveraged passive income. And one part that I particularly loved, and I was thinking about what could I share of value today, was one section where he lists 9 don'ts of network marketing. Now that sounds kind of negative, the don'ts of network marketing, but I think it ends up being a real positive. So I've just put together a little, do I have the right thing here? Yes, I think a little slideshow that just goes over what I found particularly meaningful takeaways from this section of the book. So the don'ts of network marketing, and he makes it clear, if you catch yourself doing any of these, just stop. Okay, I can't seem to go to another slide. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing and go to a different place here. Would this be the one? Maybe this is it.
I think I need to give you multiple participants can share, don't I?
Can anybody see my share?
We can see it.
Okay. Now it goes on. Excellent. Okay. So the first don't of network marketing: don't make excuses for what you do. In other words, never, ever apologize for being part of the network marketing profession. You're better off facing it with confidence and conviction than beating around the bush. How many of us sometimes feel like, oh gosh, I don't know if I'll talk about that. But it's time to stop avoiding the topic. Network marketing is a real business with real potential. The next one was, don't cut corners on important things, particularly not going to events, or sometimes we buy a ticket and then we don't go. If you buy a ticket, go. And if you're going to cut corners on anything, cut corners on other things like Starbucks, Christmas gifts, make your Christmas gifts a little less, perhaps. Your cable bill, cut down on your cable, eating out, et cetera, but do not negotiate with what's going to change your life. And then don't quit when things get tough. You may need to hit the reset button sometimes. How many of us have had to just kind of step back, take stock of where we are, and then maybe start again or start in a fresh way, but do not quit. Don't go all the way on the first date. So you want to establish that relationship first. And this next one's just a little bit racy. I'm sorry, I didn't say it, Jordan Adler said it, but don't present all over the prospects. So don't go all the way on the first date. Establish that relationship, and don't be so eager to just present. Just really, build that organic connection with that person. Find where their pain is, find what they're looking for in their life, and just, let it grow. And then don't say, I just got into this new little business. So first of all, it's not a new little business. That plants in the mind of your prospect that it's not a big deal. It's a big deal. This is whatever you're doing here. This is a multi-million-dollar enterprise that is transforming a generation of business owners. Let's see it in the most glorious possible light, and never ever think, even if you're just starting or you feel perhaps small about what you are doing, you are part of in our case, we know $250 million and growing company that's changing the face of preventive health. It's huge. It's not a new little business. And then don't talk about the business in bits and pieces. Talking about the business that way can really be the kiss of death. First of all, it doesn't usually work because the person you're talking to hasn't seen what you have seen. And we just start talking about it like they should somehow have some sense of it without really seeing it the right way. They need to see it. Tell them that you'll get with them soon. We can make it, schedule time to chat, and then drop it and let them see it the way it should be seen. Giving business bits and pieces is not professional, and it's not going to have the results we're hoping for. Next, don't do nothing. Doing something is always better than doing nothing. I mean, you're better off doing it horribly wrong, than not doing it at all. At least when you're doing it wrong, you're going to get feedback about what not to do. You're going to learn from your mistakes. But doing nothing, we get absolutely nowhere. So on a day when you find yourself doing nothing, pat yourself and go do something. And try doing something that will advance your business. Hopefully, it doesn't have to take a lot, but let's not get caught by doing nothing on any given day. And then don't stalk or bug people who say no. Just keep the relationship going, bring value to that person. It doesn't have to be anything about the business. Just keep your foot in the door with that relationship. It's possible that they may come to you over the course of time. And so you just want to keep those doors open, but don't chase, stalk, beg, grovel. Just stop it. And then this is the last one. Don't settle. And here I want people to drop in the chat. Do dogs like bones? Drop a 1 in the chat if you think dogs like bones, and drop a 2 if you think it's a trick question. Go ahead. Do dogs like bones? So the thing is, if a dog has a bone in one corner and a steak in the other, which one's the dog going to go for, right? So dogs settle for bones. They don't like, who likes bones? It's got nothing on it. Dogs settle for bones. They don't like them. So what are we settling for? Most people shrink their dreams down to that bare bone, right? To meet their income, their perception of what they possibly might be able to do in their lives based on what they're now making. They're settling. But God doesn't give us dreams that we weren't meant to fulfill. Settling is defeat. Settling is giving up. And this doesn't have to be you. Go for that steak that's in the other corner, because you were born to fly. So that's what I got from that section of beach money, and I just loved it. And so I thought I'd just share those notes.
Wonderful, just wonderful. So Sean Krishnaswami, we truly do appreciate your sharing. That was really great. It was so great hearing Seth on Saturday because he was just taking us back to the basics. He was having us revisit our why and how important that is, because we all have the ups and downs of this business. And revisiting that why really keeps us going when we have those downs. It's like what Don just shared. People don't necessarily know what you know or see what you see. They haven't gotten the vision yet. And even Carrie Dickey and Stu Brody's call today, if you didn't get a chance to hear that, go back and listen to it. Whether you're new or whether you've been doing this for a long time, your first year in network marketing is absolutely a must read. So it's all about just plugging into whatever is going to help us grow our mindset so that we can be those leaders, those generals that Carrie talked about that are attracting the other generals. So I would like to, at this time, ask Mark Johnson to unmute himself and share what he took away from LVA on Saturday and just any wins that he would like to contribute to the conversation tonight.
Well, first of all, thank you, Mia and Don Poe. Very much appreciate you guys. Hey, so one of the challenges that I struggle with is I get focused. I don't multitask very well. So I get really tied up. And if any of you ever have an issue where, maybe your goal for that day or that week, whatever, you set it and then you don't hit it and it's 9 o'clock at night and you realize you haven't got to it. So the thing that I wanted to share with you is that what I got from Seth, I love Seth, but what I got from Seth was I had not heard before. And you know how, so for me, to grow our business, this business, LifeVantage business, we have to do the actions that pay or the actions that build the business, the money-making activities, et cetera. So those are inviting, presenting, and following up. Those are the three things. There's a lot of ways we can spend our time in LifeVantage, a lot of them very good, but the things that really build are inviting, presenting, and following up, right? So if we're going to track something or set a goal, that if you want to build your business, that's where your daily goal should be. So whether it's 2 a day, 5 pebbles in your pocket, like Everett Schilling teaches, or whoever, right? So that you try to do that every single day. Well, what I heard from Seth for the first time is he said, set a minimum. And I've not done that before. And so I thought, you know what, maybe that'll help me with my consistency of being inconsistent, is at least having a minimum. So if you just at least do one of those, invite, present, or follow up once a day or whatever your minimum is. So that's what I got out of it. So stay tuned. We'll see if that helps me with my multitasking challenge. Because even at 9 o'clock at night, you can do one of them if that's what it is. So at any rate, that's what I got. But the other thing I want to share with you is that, so I don't know how many of you know Sherrod Brimhall. That's Dr. Brimhall's sister, who he showed this business to many years ago. She's a single mom. And she came to my daughter's house, Sean. We had the LVA at her house. And she drives, I didn't realize, it takes her an hour to get there. So she bought a ticket. She could have watched it at home, but she drove to be a part of the community. And I thought it was very powerful. Getting together is really big. So I would encourage everybody, if you're doing this alone, try not to do it alone, even if it's just one other person, because it makes a difference, because you get that community thing. But one thing I want to share with you that I learned from her, I didn't know before, because I asked her, I said, what made you decide to get involved in LifeVantage now? She's only been involved for a few months. And of course, Dr. Brimhall's been involved for several years and actually retired from the business, sold his practice. You all know the story. So what took his sister so long? And well, first of all, she, it was her brother. She didn't listen to her brother. But the big reason was because a friend of hers who does the same thing she does, she's a massage therapist, got hurt and needed the money, but lost her income. And that's what woke her up, was the fact, oh my gosh, what if this happened to me as a single mom? I lost my income and I got hurt. This could easily happen to me. And so she called her brother. And at any rate, just thought it's really cool. It's a great story, but it's also the fact she drove an hour just to be part of a community instead of staying home and watching it. So I'd encourage everybody to do that. It was awesome.
Thank you, Mark. That was wonderful. And it's so true. We need that community. Dawn and Jack and I drove down to a LifeVantage cousin's house in Carver, Mass, because we need that community. We actually presented there. So it's just so important to have other like-minded people around you that are feeding that vision, because everybody's got those moments, as Seth says, when you're in the fetal position and you have to reconnect to your vision and do something, as Dawn shared in the slides. Even when you don't feel like doing anything, do something. The littlest thing can change how you're feeling. So thank you so much for that, Mark. That was very valuable. I'm going to ask Brooke if she would be willing to share what she took away from Mark Shinsato visiting her area. So Brooke, can you unmute yourself and share? Are you there? Is Brooke there? She said she was going to share. I don't see her.
Just gonna do a search for her.
Yeah, I am
Looks
searching
like
for
she's
her.
not on.
Yeah, it doesn't look like she's there. Okay, let's move over to Angel, because I know she's got some goodness to share. So, and I'll
Actually, I have a client coming in 1 minute. Can you bypass me just for the next couple minutes and come back?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see who else. I think Jackie, you're on. You want to share a win?
Hi there. So, so interestingly enough, I stopped it at, I was driving to someplace and I don't know, the universe tapped me on my shoulder, told me I had to stop at this bakery. And I stopped at this bakery and I met this woman who he's a little bit verbal, but he's on the spectrum. I could tell he was on the spectrum, wearing headphones and everything. Anyway, she was going to take him on. She started, unbeknownst to me, she started him on Protandim. She went directly to the company. I got him back, but she was going to take him off because she's texted me. She's like, this stuff doesn't agree with him. And I wrote back to her and I've sent her information. And I'm like, no, stick with it. I said, it's not Protandim that's doing this to him. It's actually the drugs that he's on that's causing, the issues that he's having. So she's hung out like another week and she just texted me today saying he's doing much better and she's going to really focus on weaning him off of the drugs and is convinced that it's the drugs that are causing the stomach issues for him and not Protandim, and really excited to see where this goes for her.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Jackie.
Can I also just ask everybody, one of my...
Sorry, Jackie.
I'm muted. Okay. One of my new distributors, well, she's been a distributor since October, right before Global. But she needs some prayer. So if everybody could just keep Kristen in your thoughts for me. I don't want to disclose what's going on, but it's she needs some prayers. So just everybody pray good things for her, okay? And then hopefully we'll get her started after she, eventually.
Great. We will be very happy to do that.
Thank you.
Sure. I'm going to ask Laura Nowicki if she will unmute and just share something that we were texting about this morning. So, Laura, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Yes, Mia texted this morning and asked if I would share my experience from the LVA. And I had to be honest that I did not tune in to LVA. I thought I had bought a ticket. And so I was at a baseball game and I was all ready to plug in and just, multitask. And I hadn't done the registration. But it's amazing how disconnected I feel from just missing out. And I listened into the call this morning and that's part of the process, right? Like we have a system And even though there might not be necessarily something new, although Mark shared something new he heard from Seth, which is incredible, there isn't always something new, but we have a system that works. And whether it's the DMO or whatever we set for those activities, to do the do. And it works when we work it. And so I just wanted to say that, yeah, I feel disconnected and sad for missing out on it. And we cleaned out our garage and I found actually my CD, the first one I received, which was Seth Mulder. And I have loved him since that first CD in the mail. So I'm sad to miss it, but happy to hear everybody else's takeaways.
Well, the power of attending it, and also we all have those moments, right, where life just hits, and we have that choice in the moment to get back in the seat and start riding the horse again, right? So thank you for sharing that. Really appreciate it, Laura.
If I can interject quickly, it sort of coincides with what Mark was saying. Different LVAs. I've done the LVA, just watching it as a Zoom. I've done them up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, with a larger group of people. And this past weekend, I did it with the Poes, Don and Sean here. Don, Sean, and Mia, Michelle. And it was a different scenario. It was at someone's home, and it was just a very pleasant setting. So I'm finding that doing LVAs or any kind of gathering, whether it's a convention or at someone's home or at a hotel, they all have different effects, and it's something to keep in mind. I'm now convinced that you have to do all of them. Try different ones, see what works for you. I kind of like the one we've been doing down in Carver, Massachusetts, at Callie's home. Actually, her dog likes me, so we hang out while we're watching the LVA. But again, it's different scenarios, different effects. Something to keep in mind. That was my takeaway.
Thank you, Jack. Is Angel back on, and is she able to share?
I am. Thank you so much for everybody's patience. So I'm just going to cross my fingers. I'm home by myself, and I hope that the dogs participate also. So we'll just hope for quietness. Anyway, I just really want to share some wins and shine some light on my team this week. And I think there are little golden nuggets along with the shining the light, and it's a big deal. So I was looking at Dan's comment. I too was a massage therapist for 27 years. And honestly, I joined network marketing, my first network marketing company, because I was scared to death as a yoga instructor and a massage therapist and my own personal business owner. If I got injured or if I wanted to go on vacation, I didn't get paid. And that really scared me. So I wanted a backup plan, but I still wanted to be my own boss, right? So once you're your own boss, it's awesome. I love being my own boss. And I wanted to find something, and network marketing landed in my lap, and I have never looked back. So fast forward to this week, lovely Shakti, who is not on this call at the moment. I keep looking for her, but she's not on. She was doing a pet sitting job for a friend and just connected with this woman on a soul level. And she's got re-engaged with LifeVantage recently. She's kind of comes and goes and comes and goes. Life gets a little busy, but she's really on a good path right now. And she just felt like this woman needed to hear about LifeVantage, and she shared. So she shared a little bit and dripped what she knew, because she doesn't feel like she knows it all yet. So she used, what did she use? Third-party validation. And she called on the most wonderful, our Isa Dinerman. And Isa just stepped up the plate so generously, so wholeheartedly, and nailed it. It was amazing. But what we didn't all know, I was also on the Zoom, was that Kelly was desperately searching. She had been searching for an extra income. She's also self-employed. If she doesn't work, she doesn't get paid. And so Shakti's intuitiveness, Isa's wisdom on sharing and doing the presentation, and the right timing for Kelly, but she was looking for the right business, and LifeVantage checked all of those boxes for her. So not only did we finish the presentation, but Isa, with her skill and wisdom, closed the deal by asking if Kelly was ready to get started. When are you ready to get started now, right? You must ask, or it's always going to be no. So it was so fun for Shakti to see Isa in action. And Kelly's like, I'm all in. I want the elite pack. Let's do it right now. So all of those levels of little nuggets, right? That was amazing. And so that's shining a light on Shakti and Miss Isa. But then there's Lisa and Barb have been doing a ton of third-party validations. Barb is such a wholehearted, centered, connected person. She listens to people's pain and she genuinely shares from her heart. She is just such a great connector. But then she follows exactly the path that LifeVantage leads and says, do third-party validation. So she pulls Lisa in as an outside person to give validation and credit, and they have been working so well together. It's been awesome. So, you know, lots of generous time there, but it's you know, a client here, a client there, a consultant here, a consultant there. But Barb and Jamie and Stephanie, all in Illinois, they live close enough to all work together. They've been putting together a presentation once a month. They've started this 3, maybe almost 4 months now. And every month, even though it's just maybe one presentation a month, for them, that's a lot. They're very busy, but they've been consistent. They've stayed with it. They nail it every time. They've been getting amazing people showing up, and the people that are showing up are the right people at the right time. And so Miss Stephanie just signed up a new client because of that. So I love their sense of community, their commitment to the presentation, you know, showing people and getting in front of everybody. I've had a few wins myself. I'm really going for that cooler backpack. I think that would be awesome. So send some love my way. Lots of feelers out there, but I appreciate like all those little nuggets that they're doing the do. We had a team meeting a couple of weeks ago, and we're like, what we were running out of topics to train on, and we just came back down to, let's just go back to the basics. What if we were brand new distributors, consultants all over again? What would we do? Where would we start our business? Go back to the basics, do the DMO, do the presentations like Mark was saying. But isn't that funny? We've been hearing this over and over again. That's what Seth talked about. That's what Carrie and Stu talked about this morning. And we also discussed that on our beautiful leaders. And here I am discussing again. Keep it simple. Do something. Thanks for the great share, Don, and thanks for letting me share, everybody.
So
And
thank you so much, Angela. And that really segues into something I just wanted to perhaps end with, or if anyone has anything else, we can end with that too. But although Mia didn't text me to ask if I'd like to share any of my takeaways, for me with Seth, just his whole demeanor, his whole way of talking is just so from the heart, so deep and meaningful. And the greatest thing that I took away from it is along the lines of that simplicity, that you know, when we're struggling to get into action mode, what is it we're called upon to do? Just 2 a day. Can we do that? Can we just text somebody or reach out to just 2 people in a day? It brings it down to something that's manageable, and doing with the consistency of that. And I certainly want to be better with it, but with the consistency of 2 a day, every day, we can build to that 3 and 1. And then Seth also talked about you and 2. So if you can teach 2 people to do the habits that you're doing, and you do your 3 and 1, and you do 2 a day, every day, you can build a business. And it just really brings it down to something that one can get one's arms around when it might seem overwhelming. And that's what I loved about his message, especially at the end.
Yes, me too. He always just brings it home. And, you know, we're all navigating the process, but our system is so simple. It is back to the basics. That's why that's being stressed so much. We have to simplify what we're doing, and we have to do the ITT. And when we do that and we involve that third person, then that new person gets to see that they don't have to be the one that does it all. They're seeing that somebody else, oh, I see how this works. And so, you know, just remembering that our dreams are worth it, that none of us are impervious to market fluctuations and what can happen out there. We want to dig the well before we're thirsty. And we're in this together, and we have such a beautiful community. And the people that see this are, and people that have done network marketing for years, see that this is very special. This is a family, and we're just so blessed. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you everyone who shared. Thank you, Sean Krishnaswami, for your share.
And Mia Poe. Thank you, everybody. Have a really wonderful week and do your 2 a day every day, and let's crush this.
Love
Great
you.
job,
Good
Mia.
night.
Great job, Don. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Great job.
Thank you.